Alright, so yeah, so I almost fell down the stairs, but that's a regular. But that doesn't matter. But you saw the title. I originally wanted to be a normie, but I guess I was unqualified to be one, which is a really good thing for me. That's no big deal. But I originally wanted to be a normie, but society had other plans. Now, this is going to be a recap, and I'm seeing some pretty female, that's all. Alright, let me stop. She's taken, that's literally her boyfriend. But anyways, I was not qualified, alright? Now, this video would be a recap from a video from my original Styles channel, right? So, yeah, this is a recap from the original video from the original Styles channel. But anyways, I originally wanted to be a normie. How so? Now, back then, I really thought that whatever reason, I guess when I was young and a kid, right, I really thought that everyone was going to be, everyone was bound to be morally, do the right thing, okay, and be moral and stuff like that. Basically, be nice, don't be mean. That's what I used to thought back then when I was a kid, right? But going into second grade, and even a little bit before that, like in pre-K, because I do have a memory of this bitch by the name of Nicole in pre-K lying on me, saying that I cut her in line, even though back then I thought she meant literal cutting, but I never cut that bitch in line at all. Fuck her. Anyways, a little sidetrack, but in second grade, I came to school being myself, right? Liking Sonic, putting Sonic right instead of my name is Ray Marco, and then my last name I put Sonic instead, or whatever. I was literally putting it on my paper. The crazy thing is, I really thought, I knew adults had the ability to be mean, alright? But I just thought they were just in a bad mood. That's what I thought, alright? So, but as far as teachers, I won't talk really much about them. The students, right? The students. Now, like I said, I came to school being my own self, liking Sonic and everything, having my little, thing, Sonic and Mario and stuff, while they was all talking about Call of Duty and everything. This is how I first knew how I was, how I would not be able to fit in, right? So, it first started, okay, because the thing is, I don't know why these kids were treating me so mean for no apparent reason. For no reason they were, alright? And then, when they found out I was Christian on top of that, they really started to bully me some more. I think it does have something to do because I caught some of them cursing and stuff like that, and I was snitching and they really hated that. I understand no one likes to snitch, that's understandable, but at the same time, I don't know, but that was my worldview back in the day. Anyway, so I'm young, alright, navigating school, thinking everybody was gonna be nice, but nope. And mind you this, remember, I was a minority. I was one of the few black kids in the school, and in this classroom specifically. And then the teacher was mean too. And by me constantly failing my classes and stuff like that, specifically the reading topic and stuff like that, and not understanding the reading, that stuff, maybe I should walk past. Yeah, so by me failing in class and everything, I don't know why, these kids were just so mean to me and stuff, for whatever reason. It was just stupid. One, because I was Christian. Two, I was failing my classes. And three, I wasn't, socializing like them. So, it just didn't make sense. I really thought everybody did the moral right thing, and that is simply being kind. But I was wrong. They were blaming shit on me and stuff. Like one time, the teacher, Miss V, my second grade teacher, she telling me she's annoyed because somebody keep whistling in class and everything. And mind you, I don't even know how to whistle. And them girls who were so mean to me, blaming on me that I whistle when I clearly didn't know how to whistle. And that teacher didn't even try to listen to me. Straight up getting in trouble. Next thing you know, I'm getting whoopings at home for being disruptive in class because my childhood parents at the time were so authoritative and everything. But to be fair, I was a kid, so I can understand a little bit. But still, that was a terrible parenting method or whatever, tactic or whatever. But anyways, I really did want it to fit in, but it just didn't happen. So excuse the classmates and stuff like that. Excuse them, all right? One specific classmate, a dude, my very first bully, all right? He was the main one, acting a fool, all right? Keep picking on me, pushing me, calling me gay, just because I had a Sonic friend at the time. Mario friend, because he was more into Mario. I was more into Sonic, but him and I used to hang out a lot. And a dude, the bully, he was bullying me and saying that me and my Mario buddy, that we was gay because we was always hanging out. Yeah, he was always hanging out with his dude friends. A straight up hypocrisy right there. I understand, yeah, he was a kid, but still though. But it was just unfair. And then that rumor was going around in school that I was gay just because I was hanging out with my Mario dude, my Mario buddy. Yeah, he's hanging out with all his friends. So it just straight up made no sense. So I guess I can fast forward up to me being an adult and stuff like that. It's about my history of me wanting to fit in, but I always wanted to be a Normie. I really thought most people will naturally be kind, all right? Be kind, be respectful, and everything. And the fact is, I really thought that most people were indeed kind and respectful and respected people's differences and stuff like that, is because the school used to play a song every single Mondays, mind your manners. It was just, hold on. Mind your manners. Don't be rude. Mind your manners. Watch your attitude. That's what my she was pretty. It's pale brunette. But anyways, yeah, but she man, these females were crazy. But yeah. Anyway, so especially when that school was, saying that, putting that song, I really thought people was gonna be all nice or whatever, but that's not the case. And the crazy thing is, like, the teacher, because she didn't like me and stuff like that, it didn't help at all. Well, yeah, as I'm growing up in that school and stuff like that, I know I say and stuff like that a lot. I'm sorry, y'all, but I'm sorry, I'm just distracted to that female. But anyways, as I'm growing up, I'm just, failing to fit in. I'm trying hard to, be liked and stuff like that, But one thing I didn't do is compromise what are the things I stood for. Like, I was not going to give up my Christian morals just to fit in and everything, at least yet. I didn't do none of that. I did not fold under the pressure at all. And because of that, they really hated me and did everything they can to ostracize me and get me in trouble. Like, I remember one time in 6th grade, there's 2 types of bathrooms. We have the toilet and then the urinal stalls, okay? I decided to piss in the toilet, and then, but all the other boys was pissing in the urinal stalls. I'm over here, the bathroom lead or whatever you want to call him, the bathroom monitor. I don't know, but he over here snitching on me, saying Ray Marco, he pissed in the toilet, not the urinal. Makes no sense. Like, what kind of world we live in? They were doing everything they can to get us in trouble for the most simplest shit. But anyways, I really tried my best to be myself, to not compromise what it is. And I remember I was getting bullied for not knowing what Call of Duty was and what a Xbox was, and because I had old game consoles like Nintendo and stuff like that, and because I was a Nintendo person, like they really, like, I don't know, it's just crazy. And then not only that, the way how I was dressed, and mind you, this school had it was school uniform, yet I was getting bullied for wearing the same clothes every day. So I got to give credit. My childhood mother, she wanted me to pretty much call them back out or whatever, roast them back, saying you wearing the same head every day. I wish I did use it. I really do wish I did, but point being is, I really let them kids bully me all that time. Like, I really did. It's so sad, The thing is, I was so afraid to get in trouble and everything because I did not want to get a whooping and junk. It just really sucked. So now, as I'm growing up, I'm still trying my best to be myself, to like Sonic or whatever, like Nintendo games and stuff like that. And just being myself and talking about Sonic, but none of them kids wanted nothing to do with me. So I was socially ostracized. Like, it's not my fault. I am the way I am. Like, we're supposed to develop our social skills when we're a kid and teenager, but I was ostracized for that. Dumb kids did not start liking me until I've decided to start swearing. In 7th grade, I made the conscious decision to start swearing, and when that happened, all of a sudden I was liked. So I've decided to drop a little bit of my Christian moralities in favor of being liked, and it worked, and that's sad. That's sad, And that's the thing, I wanted to have girlfriends and stuff like that in school, but because my reputation at the school was so bad already, girls in school never liked me. And mind you, remember this school is primarily full of Mexicans, all right? And I'm like one or two black kids in the school, in the class, I mean. So I was unsuccessful with dating, even though we kids, I know, but I was unsuccessful with dating, unsuccessful with basic friendships and all this stuff, and even being able to carry myself. Like, it just made no sense, all right? And every single time I snitched on them for them picking on me, I was hated even more. Like, I was supposed to let them bully me? Like, I don't understand how this concept works with these normies. Like, I really don't. So it really makes no sense. I know I was slightly all over the place. I am at my location, and I'm just trying to extend the video a little bit longer, but I'm just not understanding where in the world this come from. I mean, now, looking back at it, I do believe it was slightly a race issue, but I slightly don't blame them because they were kids and their parents were racist. But going past that, in conclusion, I wanted to be a normie, and especially when I started cursing and everything, it really sucked that I had to, I made it very clear that I liked Sonic, especially in 8th grade, all right? But the point is, I start acting more like the normies, like my classmates, my peers, even in high school. Just by me deciding to act like them with the trends and everything, especially at my high school, that I all of a sudden was starting to be liked, all right? Thankfully, I moved to a completely different city for high school because my reputation was reset. But it still doesn't change the fact I was acting like everybody else, cursing, talking about, mainstream media stuff. So I sacrificed a little bit of my own self just to fit in, and this sucks. So that's the gambit. I wanted to originally be a normie, be successful as far as all the dating and everything, be up on side with the trends, but yeah, maybe I was never meant to be a normie. So that's the gambit. What do y'all think? Like, comment, subscribe.